Am I live? Hello? Oh my god. Did we do it? Can anyone... Can you hear me? Oh, thank God. Okay. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the very first little YouTube live. Oh my god, this chat is already stressing me out. You guys are 1000% more than I thought there was going to be. Okay, okay, very excited. Can't wait for some billiard tips. Sorry, no billiard tips on this stream as far as I know. You know what? Keep all your body aligned in a single plane while you're shooting and keep your head down on the shot. There's a billiard tip for you. Okay, thank you so much for joining on. I want to do a real cool dry run, low key kind of start, and I figured the easiest place to start would be a nice little electric school bus, basically a giveaway. So, a little background info. The EPA has an initiative. Oh my God, there's so many things happening. Okay, all right. Hi, Cole. Where's the milk? All right, as you can very clearly see, I'm not a live streamer, so this is there's a lot of stimulation here. Going away. You know what? I'll check in on the stream in a little bit. I'm gonna explain what we're talking about here. All right, so here's a couple of little things. The EPA, which is a delightful organization that I just did an excruciatingly long video about. They dropped a pretty dope ass program that's $5 billion over the next 5 years for a clean school bus program. You can read that here if you want. But basically, there's 25 million kids riding to school on our 450,000 school buses in the world, and their little tiny children lungs are incredibly prone to asthma and cancer and a whole bunch of other absolute malarkey that EV or electric buses would really help out on. So they're trying to replace the fleet, and basically they've allocated all this money, but schools haven't heard of this program yet. So what we're gonna do real quick, a nice soft meatball right down the plate. We're gonna call some school superintendents or even your city councilor or possibly your mayor, and we're going to try to get them to apply directly to the EPA for this program. All right, I'm going to check out the chat now. What do we got? Okay, it's your boy Mr. Town coming at you. Man, that's a great... Okay, hang on. Somebody... I gotta... this is... Dark Side Prince. What's up, climb mates? It's your... Okay, this is a fun... Okay, Dark Side Prince, I think, has a good attitude about this. He wants me to get a little more loose with it. So let's try to do that. Hi to the chat. Okay. So if you're not in the United States, thank you for joining. I actually am not sure what you're going to be able to do for the U.S.'s EPA clean school bus program. So if you're not from the U.S., just hang out and absolutely spam the chat with whatever nonsense is happening over there that I'm currently unable to keep up with. How do streamers do this? Seriously, this is psychotic. If I was able, I would have to be reading like Neo in the Matrix to learn all this shit. Okay, rep in Atlanta. Okay, great. Someone's from Atlanta. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. If no, shirt staying on. Sorry, whoever that was. It's gone forever. All right. If you are in the U.S., put an eagle emoji and a rocket emoji in the chat, please. If you're in the U.S. right now, that'll keep you busy. All right, so basically, oh damn, Christian, first one that I saw. Way to go! Wow, holy shit, a lot of U.S.ers over here. Okay, and if you're not in the U.S., put a banana emoji and an apple emoji. And then I'll know where you're at. This will be much easier. Okay. Or you know what? Actually, no. Hugo did something right. Hang on. Where is this? I think Hugo just dropped what looks like a croissant to me. So if you want, put whatever emoji most stereotypically describes your country in one single emoji. All right. So we are moving right along to the action part of the live stream. Wow, this is like I'm gaining so much new respect for people who actually live stream. It's crazy to see. All right, so we're moving right along. We're gonna go to the Action Hub. So here we are. I made a friend. I was in this cohort called the Grist 50, where Grist magazine selected 50 people who are doing good stuff on climate, and I tricked them. I got them. I got their asses because they thought it was me. And so they put me in their little grist, not little, it's a delightful cohort. And I met Dr. Eliza, who was the co-founder, one of the co-founders, along with Cody Sims, of Climate Change Makers. So Climate Change Makers is this cool organization where they do like direct action, direct calling. And so that's what we're doing now. So I typed in climatechangemakers.org/action hub. I'm going to drop this in the chat. That's what the fucking chat is for. Oop. Wow, if you guys saw that, you guys got to see a little tiny shot of how insane my whole life is right now. My desktop is nonsense. All right, so there's what you want. What else we got? So we're gonna go to U.S. climate policy here. Sorry if you're not in the U.S., but thank you for joining. And we're gonna go to time sensitive. So the reason why this is like such a important thing to do right now is because the deadline for this is tomorrow. So it's the school district electrify school buses. We'll click on that, and now here we are. All right, so it's got a little top line shit. This is a guy named Will Ely. I talked to him yesterday. Very cool dude. Basically, he was kind of spearheading this whole school bus program. So watch this video if you get a chance. But top line, there's a lot of money earmarked for these schools, and a lot of schools don't know about it. So let's call them to tell them to apply. And now I'm going to go ahead and look at the chat one more time. Here we go. What do we got? Chat's getting thirsty. Okay. Is this what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to like do your thing and then feed the chat a little bit? Not in the US, but support. Okay, is this live stream going to be uploaded? When is it over? Oh, I'm so sorry, BZM, that I'm not faster with it. You know, can you read the 3 numbers on the back of your credit card? Yes, I can. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not going to get got like that. I'm not going down for that, Ardmore. All right, poll for shirt on. Yeah, can I do a poll? Are you feeling okay? I'm feeling great. I'm feeling a little anxious that I'm not accurately integrating the stream into this live stream. So time to do a reaction stream. Holy shit. Who is making the school buses? That's a good question. I think it's like Bluebird, but I'm actually not sure. I didn't look into that. I'm on the East Coast. Yes, I'm in Brooklyn. Love your new video. Thank you so much, Tim. Much appreciated, Tim. Kafalas. Your name sounds like you could be in the Lord of the Rings. Very cool. Talk about your car's extended warranty? Absolutely not. Have you ever considered doing an episode about the Russ George controversy? Weird. I have no idea what that is. I'll look into that, I guess. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. I am just truly just realizing how many people watch these videos. No, that is true. This is hitting me very hard, and I'm extremely delighted and grateful for everybody watching these videos. But this isn't about the videos today. It's about doing some action. So let's go to the playbook. Basically, step 1, the absolute basic version of this is we're just going to call some people who might have the power to apply to the EPA for free school buses, free electric school buses. Obviously, the EPA knows what they're doing, so they are prioritizing lower income schools. So we can go to the EPA's actual website. What are they doing? We got the $500 million. Now, there's a deadline for this round tomorrow, so that's why the haste here. But it's going to be a program for the next 5 years, so it's not like if you don't do it right now, we're totally boned. But if you don't do this right now, we're totally boned. And every kid that you know is going to have horrible lungs growing up. So let's get into this. There's this some more information on the school bus rebates, and there's even a list of the schools that are most eligible. So you can go to if you go to the EPA website, it'll take you to the school districts that are like, you know, basically a shoe-in. If they apply, it's a much higher likelihood of them getting it. You go to your state, find your state. You know what? I'm originally from Colorado, so let's check out Colorado. And then it's this god-awful text document. Holy hell. Somebody needs to design this a little better, but Jesus. All right. So let's see if my old school district is in here. Nope, it's not, sadly. Okay, but basically, if you want to double check on which districts are most eligible, that's fine. But I'm going straight to it. So basically, you just Google superintendent and your school district, and it'll come up. And you've got all these superintendents right here. See, all these superintendents are in the New York area. I'm in New York right now. So I'm just going to start at the top of the list. District 1. This is like Hunger Games. Okay, so I'm going to call Carrie Chan because she's in my district. But I'm going to give you guys a second to Google your, you know, zip code and then school district and get some information on your school superintendents. And I'm going to look at the chat. Okay, so what you're doing right now is you're Googling your area code or zip code and your school district. And you're going to find some of your superintendents. And I'm looking at the chat. Am I an EV owner? No. Well, aspirationally. Climb it town. Okay. All right. How do I... What's the best way to interface with this chat? I'm going to go to the very bottom. Okay. Nobody type for a second. Shit. This is not going to work. No way. This is definitely not gonna work. Okay, so everybody type for a second. I'm seeing some questions. So if you have a question while people are Googling for their school district and their superintendent, if you have a question, let me know right now. So I see a question from Samuel L. How many hours do you typically sink into making any given video? Okay, so this one is 1 to 3 on account of it's live. But most videos take, I don't know, 100 maybe more. Between the research phase and shooting and then the editing takes the longest, obviously. It's like multiple days. I thought I was going to get this video that I just dropped yesterday. I thought I was going to get it out a week and a half ago. But every time I start a video, it starts out like by me saying to myself, okay, I'm not going to do another fucking 23-minute video. Nice and easy, 7 minutes, get in, get out, tell the story, that's all you need. And then we start writing the script and it just balloons into 7.5 pages at like 11-point font. And it takes a goddamn month to get done. So, so, you know, it takes way longer than I would expect. Okay, so there's the question. One question asked, one question answered. Okay, how are you not getting... Okay, here, this is Walrus the One. Man, I'm cooking now. I'm answering questions. This is great. Okay, Walrus the One, how are you not getting incredibly depressed when you think so much about how much we're destroying our planet? Oh, man, Walrus the One, what a fire-ass question. Okay, so the answer to that is I don't get as depressed as I did before I was making videos. And the reason, I think, is because I feel more like I am addressing the problem more directly. So that's part of why we're doing this too, because I suspect that the more people get involved, the less of that existential dread they have. And I think it can be best summed up. What's a good metaphor? Rumpelstiltskin. Okay, you guys all know about the Rumpelstiltskin true story, right? There's a little tiny man and it can make magic gold appear from yarn, and he forces a woman to give him her child if she can't guess his name, and she's stressed and she's freaking out and she's really sad, and then she guesses it, or she like goes and catches him dancing by the fire and guesses his name. And so to me that is like, oh, if you can name the problem, if you can start addressing the issue, you can your stress level will go smaller. I didn't nail that metaphor. I didn't nail it. you know. And when I can edit it, I usually would edit that out. But you know what? It's there forever. But thank you for the question. Basically, the short answer is, the more you get involved, I think the less you feel out of control, and I think anxiety stems from feeling a little out of control. Okay, so there's that. Now okay, a good metaphor. Thank you. Okay, Eli says pretty good metaphor. I appreciate that. Yellow Clayman. Do electric buses offset the environmental cost of massive battery production for said bus? Yes. Yes, I think every paper I've ever read is pretty clear about this, where there is a larger upfront cost, right? Because the battery requires more rare earth metals, a lot more lithium than a regular car. But over the lifetime of the car, the emissions almost without exception are lower for an EV than for a non-EV. Okay, so thank you for that question. All right, let's fucking go. Let's do it. I'm gonna call Carrie Chan. So here I go. All right. Now this is the part of the call where I'm just typing her number in, so it's not that exciting. But hopefully. Now where I am now, you guys should also be calling your superintendents. And basically, I'm just gonna ask Carrie if they know about the program, and if they don't, I'm gonna have them look it up and apply for it. And I'm gonna use, there's this nice script that they've got here. So I'm just gonna read this script out loud so we can have it in our heads. Hi, my name is Raleigh. I live in Brooklyn. Thank you for your service and leadership in government. I'm probably not gonna say that because that feels a little stiff. If relevant, think that from the leadership on climate issues. I don't know. I'm not going to research that. I'm writing to urge you to take advantage. I'm going to say I'm calling to urge you to take advantage of a new federal grant for electric school buses. The EPA is awarding $500 million in rebates this year for qualifying electric bus purchases, with an additional $4.5 billion with a B available for school bus replacements over the next 4 years. Okay, school districts need to apply directly with the EPA by tomorrow. So do you know about this new program, and have you applied for it? That's kind of the ins and outs. I'm a resident of Brooklyn. I don't have any children, so that city council is irrelevant, but I am excited at the prospect of shifting. So that's what we're going to say. Okay, now I'm going to go to the chat. Oh, God, this is a nightmare. Okay, going to the bottom of the chat. Okay. Okay, here we go. And then we can also there's obviously the email option. So this email option is probably a lot easier, but I just think it's more visually stimulating to see me call somebody and hear their response. And so I'm going to go for that. So let's try it. Hi, my name is Raleigh Williams, and I was calling about the Clean School Bus immediately hung up on. Wow. I did not see that coming. I bet you we were just disconnected. I'm going to give him another shot. Here we go. Maybe this guy has heard of me and is intentionally screening my call. But I doubt it. That would be shocking to me. Hi, District 1. My name is Raleigh. I'm calling for Carrie Chan. Is Carrie Chan available?
No, she's not.
Okay, I have a question. Have you heard of the Clean School Bus Rebate Funding Initiative?
No.
Okay, no one has. It's basically the EPA has allocated $500 million for free electric buses for qualifying school districts, and the deadline is tomorrow. Is there any way you could get Carrie a message to potentially apply to shift over your buses to electric buses for literally free?
That sounds interesting. Is this like some sort of grant or initiative?
Yeah, it's part of the infrastructure bill, the EPA's Clean Bus program. So it's like the next 5 years are going to have $5 billion, but this year, and specifically the deadline being tomorrow, of like the first round where there's $500 million just in grant funding available for your bus fleet. And all you have to do is apply for it with the EPA website.
Okay. So you're calling from the EPA website? EPA, sorry, office then?
No, I'm not technically affiliated with the EPA. I am a climate advocate, and part of the reason why electric buses are so good is because, you know, they don't pump gas into our children's lungs.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the how can she get on the website? What is the link? Or
Even have a chance that was gonna happen. I didn't think that could happen at all. Okay, all right. Well, the point is, that's how easy it is to get through to somebody. You just call them up, and apparently you ask them for their personal email address. I'm gonna try one more superintendent, and hopefully this time I won't accidentally dox a guy. Let's try one more time. Let's try District 2. Okay, I'm gonna try Kelly McGuire. Wow, I feel bad. I feel really bad that I did that. I feel better knowing it's a government email address and it's publicly available, but like, you can tell I'm feeling anxious about it, I think. Okay, but I really mute your mic when they give you their email. Yes, I will do that. Okay. Don't forget to send the email. I won't forget to send the email. Tell them you live in NY. It makes it more personal. Okay, this is good too. Okay, so besides the obvious note of don't have a guy say his email over a live stream, what are some other notes you think I could do better on the next time I call? I'm seeing hide your screen too when you're writing the email. Don't forget to hide a Word doc. Who do we call? Okay, good question, Kiowa. We're calling your superintendents to tell them about the Clean School Bus Initiative. All right. You don't want to share phone numbers. That's true. Don't share phone numbers. Test your mute. I'm going to test my mute right now. Let's see if this works. Now I'm back. Did anyone hear when I was muted? Muted. Okay, thank God. You know, that's a good lesson. I believe everyone respects what you're doing. Wouldn't spam the man. Okay, yeah. Nobody spam the man. All right, what else can I be doing? Someone said be funnier. That is important. I should try to do much more comedy stuff. Oh man, there's like a big spike. I wonder if that was part of the doxing stream. Okay. Okay. Turn on the slow chat to prevent spam. Okay, I'll do that. Tell them you're live streaming. That's a good idea. Call from the milk tub. There's no more milk tub. Mention the new climate change bill. Oh, the first time. Okay, this is good. Neil Anderson says the first time I called, it sounded like a robocall. That's probably why he hung up. Second monitor for things to hide. That's smart. Tell them the website. Okay, all right. Don't tell them I'm streaming. That might make them uncomfortable. You guys, this is really helpful stuff. Okay, so let me just try to... I'm going to rip one more of these calls. And then let's send an email and freaking call it there. No need to quit while we're ahead. Okay, so I'm going to call... This is Superintendent Kelly McGuire. I'm going to just call them up and see if they want to talk about this thing. Hi, I'm calling for Superintendent Kelly McGuire. Is he available?
May I ask who's calling?
Yeah, this is Raleigh Williams. I'm not affiliated with the school. I'm a climate advocate, and I was just calling to see if you guys were familiar with the Clean School Bus Rebate Funding Program.
Oh, would you be able to email the information over?
I can email, but don't tell me your email. I'll just look it up.
That would be the best way to contact him.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, bye-bye. Okay. That one did a little better. How do we feel? You have won a free electric. Yeah, honestly, it's basically like winning a free electric buses. For the love of God, don't tell me. Okay, that was a speed run. Let's knock one more out. I'm feeling good. Let's get one more. Let's do District 3. Let's do Kamar. Okay.
Thank you for calling Community School District 3. For the superintendent, please press 1.
Oh, wow. Nice.
For assistant to
We're going to get an answering machine, aren't we? I can just tell.
The party you have called
assistant to the superintendent.
at extension 1220 cannot be reached.
Okay, all right. So that one didn't work. You know what? We got through to 2 people. I'm going to look up the second person's email address, and we're just going to end this thing on the sending the email part, okay? So what you guys can do in your own districts or your own neighborhoods, you're going to look up the superintendent in your area, and then you're going to find their email address. You're going to go ahead and keep that to yourself. You're not going to broadcast it to basically everyone in the chat. And then you're going to send them, or, any variant on this kind of copy. I mean, honestly, you can just let it rip on whatever you like, but I think the climate change makers have done a really good job on this copy, where you say what your name is, what town you live in, just so they know you're close, and then, thank you for your service. I don't know why that's a sticking point for me. It just feels like a weird thing to say. I think the idea is to make sure that they know you're not trying to be a dick to them. So probably good to put that in there, or make your own version of that. Really appreciate what you're doing for all the minds of America's tomorrow. We can punch that up later. And then you're going to talk about, please take advantage of the new federal grant. The EPA is awarding $500 million in rebates. And the deadline is tomorrow, so do this right away. I'm gonna email the first 2 people this. This is kind of a nice section. It's like, obviously buses are bad for our kids, and then thank you so much, and then you're out. Hit send, and you can also, steps 4 and 5 are like tweet at your local officials, so you can find not a lot of superintendents in smaller districts have Twitter accounts or like insane TikTok followings or anything, but there might be a couple. I'm on casters, so the desk just rocketed forward. Okay, that's kind of it. I'm gonna call it on our first live stream. I'm gonna answer any more questions. Anyone else has any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Okay. Mention the deadline in the phone call. Yeah, okay. MF mentions, mention the deadline in the phone call. That's great. Tomorrow. There's a sense of urgency here. If you don't do this tomorrow, you're not going to be able to take advantage of this sweet hot deal. Okay, mention the deadline. What else we got? Where's Super Chat? I'm not sure what a Super Chat is. Best of luck. Cold calling. Yeah, cold calling kind of sucks, but it's also sort of nice when you can just call people to tell them that there are some free buses on the way. Yeah, all they got to do is apply for them. So that could be kind of cool. What kind of milk? What kind of milk was it? It was oat milk. It was oat milk the whole time. I'm sorry. All right. Super chat is paid chat. Okay. This stuff I didn't know. I'm not sure that there is a super chat. Okay. Out of curiosity, how does the affect districts that contract with private bus companies like most of Connecticut? I don't know. That's a good question. I know that private companies aren't eligible for it, but maybe if they might be getting rebates. So they might be able to be eligible. I'm really not sure. How was my streaming experience? It started out good, and then I thought I did something really horrible. And then I'm being told maybe it's not that bad on account of it's a public email, but I still feel bad about it. So I would say big learning experience. I feel good about how much I learned, but I feel bad about not knowing just implicitly that ain't cool. Please mention the website that lists the school districts that are most eligible. Yeah, okay, so that's great. So the EPA's very own website has that information. So if you go to epa.gov/clean school bus, epa.gov/clean school bus, that's where all the information is. And you can go ahead and, where is this? It's in this, yeah, in the rebate program. And then the information, you get more information down here in this PDF, and the PDF has all of the most eligible schools. Was it oat milk? It was oat milk. Shirt off, okay. Link in the chat. No. Mistakes happen. Thank you, Pancake Boy. We are nice people here, Raleigh. Appreciate that very much. Girl Genius NYC. How do you feel about Greenpeace and other activist groups? Oh, wait. Where did that chat go? Oh! I lost it. How do I feel about Greenpeace and other activist groups? I think they're great, man. I think probably it's just about a lack of membership, and it's about a lack of people, like young people with cool new ideas, like I imagine people who would join a live stream, those sorts of people. I don't think they have a plethora of you, effectively. So I think Greenpeace is good now. It could be great with more vitamin U. Link in the... Okay, you should stream more. I think I will stream more. Thank you, Joe. All right, we got... Here we go. Triple Aces. Pro tip for future streams. I'd make sure you have a window dedicated to just the things you want everyone to see, and double check that you have them open before you start the stream. I thought I did that. It was this window here, and I have all these tabs are the only tabs I really wanted to show, and then I have hot corners still because I'm fucking 34 years old, because that was how the internet was when I was a child, and so that's that. Okay, but I appreciate that, Triple Aces. I'll do that next time. Are those districts hesitant to apply because they don't know if they have the electric... No. Okay, so T-Bone Clancy, most people don't know about this. Like, I just called 2 places, neither place knew about it. And that's New York. These are like New York City districts. This is not a super well-known kind of thing, and it's because it's hard to message this shit. You know, like, if you're the EPA, what are you doing? You're tweeting stuff out? You're like putting ads in front of pre-roll ads on YouTube videos. They don't have a big platform, so this is not a very well-known thing. So it's more, I think, about just getting the information out. Are those districts... Okay, that's the same one. Daniel Wilden says you're a huge thank you, Daniel Wilden. I really appreciate that. Thank you for answering my question, of course. Jonathan Sandstorm is from Denmark. Okay, very cool. 500 million is only like... it's gone. How do you find out more about things like the clean bus rebates? Okay, great question, Jane Doe. Very real name and a very good question nonetheless. I find out about them from various places, but I think it's because I'm perpetually trolling Twitter and message boards and things for these sorts of programs. I think people don't really find out about a lot of programs. So that's why harnessing the power of lots of people telling people about it is so important. So that's why it would be nice. Radios are a great platform to get the oh yeah, man, I haven't even thought of that. Radios are a great platform to get the message through. Jorgen, I bet that's really true. I bet like a lot of people who are making these decisions are tootling around in their cars with the radio on, and that's a good idea. Okay, all right, guys. You know what? That's all she wrote. Call a radio station. Oh man, call a radio station. Maximilian, thank you for sending me that. I very well might. I think that'd be a really cool move. I should call a radio station. Not right now, obviously, because I'm signing off. Thank you, everyone, for being on this chat. I really appreciate it. Before you go about your day, fire off an email to your superintendent with this information in it, because they probably don't know, and they could be getting 24 school buses that are not cranking out noxious gases, you know, in the next couple months to a year because of you. So think about doing that. All right. As always, I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.